What's going on, good folks? Top of the morning. If it's your first time here, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what's going on. This is I think I kind of mentioned this before. But recently this has come back to life. So Suge Knight was on Carson Daly. This had to be about 2004 or 5 or so, if that late. But it was no later than that. Where Carson Daly asked about Jay-Z, right? He probably asked that being smart because he knew that Pac was had an issue with Jay-Z, only because Jay-Z was close to Big. But at the same time, Jay-Z was doing a lot of double entendres and subliminals. You know, he mastered the art of that. So Suge Knight said, you know, he don't know much about Jay-Z. He just heard that he pretty much was taped up, gagged, and robbed or disciplined or whatever the case may be in LA. Now, I heard about this story back in, the first time I heard about this had to be back in 2001 or 2. I don't know how we got the information so quick, but you know the streets talk, but you know the internet wasn't even really popping then like it is today. But the basis of that altercation, from my understanding then, and still with my understanding was that Jay-Z had a Tupac, he had a Tupac lyric in a track or a hook. It was something in a track where the way the publishing works, right, is that you have to use a certain percentage of that artist's lyric, right? And it has to impact the song that you did to a certain percentage degree, and there's a whole lot of percentages breakdown when it comes to that, right? Where you should get an artist that you took it from a credit, where it's clearly you got it from that artist as well, right? Where you're supposed to get that artist a credit, a songwriting credit, and quite naturally they're supposed to get paid off of that. Well, anything anybody know about Suge back in that time, right? 2001, he still was holding on to some money, but it wasn't like it was in the 90s, right? It wasn't no more, I got 20 jump offs and I'm buying them all BMWs. Now you had to be a baby mama. Then became a baby mama with BMW. Became a baby mama with, you had to be a baby mama to get something out of him. Versus where he just was throwing bags all around, right? And he was on a mission. Because anybody that had some kind of Tupac lyric in their music or whatever the case may be, and they didn't give Pac that credit, especially the Death Row days of Pac, because you know that still went to Suge. Like if Finney held a certain amount of Pac's catalog publishing, but Suge still held some as well. So especially whatever Suge could have got paid from, that somebody took from Pac, and he didn't get paid for it, he was coming to see you. But it wasn't just that though. It wasn't just that. I'm gonna get off track a little bit, but I'm gonna come back. It wasn't just that. Suge during those times, what people gotta realize is that he was making a lot of your favorite artists that was talking on records. He was making a lot of them get down. A lot of them was paying that toll fee. When they crossed that line, when they crossed LEX or whatever the case may be, they was paying that toll fee. Someone was paying the automatic, like they would set up on the Easy Pass or something. Up, crossed LA, check automatic went out. But I mean, Suge was still Suge then. Like, to a degree, he still is now. Like, to a degree. But a lot of your favorite artists was getting robbed. Now, I don't look at that completely as being, oh, you a nut, because you got to remember is that you're visiting, right? The key for you is to make it back home. The percentages of him making it back home is higher than you making it back home. Now you do what you gotta do for that second to go back, recuperate, reorganize, and then figure out how you gonna get that get back. But initially, your number one plan is to get home, man. Like, I've been seeing a lot of weird stuff online when people will be talking about, oh yeah, we had to drop on him and he wasn't that tough guy no more. He wasn't this, he wasn't that. Man, listen, man, number one objective is to get back home, man. I can figure that out once I get back home. I can come back and see you about that. But like I said, a lot of your favorite artists, that was happening too. But that wasn't just, you had West Coast artists getting robbed on the West Coast by them. You had East Coast artists getting robbed on the East Coast by the powers that be on the East Coast. So let's not act like, I mean, the extortion game is one of the oldest rackets in the world. So let's not act like this is foreign, like it can't happen. Somebody got you in the tape, duct tape. Somebody got you on the chair, you duct tape. They got the joint around your mouth like you on Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it's going to look different. You can say whatever you want to say now because you ain't in that situation. So I don't really look at dude as being a sucker for that. Now, if he ain't never holler at him back, then he's a sucker. But so that's what influenced the Bonnie and Clyde, because that was part of the deal. I'm gonna let you home. I'm gonna let you go home. But I need to get paid off of something, the pox, that you need to do it. So that's where that 03 Bonnie and Clyde come from. That's exactly where that song come from. You know, that was a direct jack from me and my girlfriend, so that ain't everybody know what that. But I wish I could remember the name of the track that started that. Right? But so that happened to him. He went home, he made it right. He made the track. He made another Pac line he took, and he gave Pac the writing credits for it. That was on Blueprint. What was the double disc one? Blueprint 3? Blueprint 2? Blueprint 2? But it was another joint where he made a Pac reference to. He took a Pac line, but he gave Pac the writing credits for that. He got paid. So Suge got paid for that too. So like I said, I've been heard that story. I heard a lot of stories, man. I heard a lot of stuff, man. I know a lot of stuff, man. And if it ain't relevant, ain't really no reason for me to speak on it. And ain't nobody died in this situation, so I can speak on it. Somebody would have checked or something like that. Statute of limitations wasn't up, I wouldn't even talk on this. But so that happened. Like I said, he came back, he made it right, he gave him the songwriting credits on it. Like I said, a lot of that was happening to a lot of artists. That wasn't just Jay. A lot of dudes from the East Coast, from the South, and from the West Coast that was getting robbed in LA. And still is. I mean, they say that's the reason why. That's part of the reason why. I mean, what happened to Nick? That he wasn't going to keep paying that toll. He paid it under the umbrella of something different, right? Then when it came that people couldn't get money off him no more, and he wasn't having it. Like, I don't really believe the story about the Eric Holder situation. I don't really believe that. I never really believed that. It don't make mathematical sense. When you look at that video, that was way deeper. I mean, some stuff you just gotta decipher for yourself. Like, I ain't about to sit out here and talk about no open murders. But yeah, but like I said about Jay-Z and that whole getting tied up, like I said, like that's not the only story I heard about Jay-Z in a compromising situation. But you know, people go with the mystique, people go with the name and whatever else. Like for a fact, he called the police on Suge when they did Powerhouse in Philly. Or he did a show in Philly. That wasn't even Powerhouse. And he called the police because Suge was in the audience when him and Suge was at odds. I ain't gonna say it was beef, because I don't think for Suge, he was really thinking on that kind of time, like, I'm gonna hurt Jay-Z. But you know what I mean? But sometimes I think people fall. I think Jay-Z's fault in the Suge situation was that he thought he was in LA with some people that could have held him down, and them people in LA couldn't even hold themselves down at that time in LA. You know what I mean? Because people that know that happened after he came from a basketball game with Suge and Snoop. I mean, not Suge, Dre and Snoop. Like, everybody know. Like, everybody that's in the know of that know that that's what happened. He was at a basketball game with Dre and Snoop. They was working on music, supposedly working on music. Dre and Snoop know exactly what time it was. I guess they let their egos get in the way, or really lied to Jay and told him that, yeah, we got you out here. They ain't even had themselves at that time out there. Like, they was moving cautiously. They was moving with heavy security and all that. So they bounced on dude, threw one back to the hotel joint, and that's where all that happened at. But once again, you know how that happens. Especially when you move around that city, that's your city, and you got people everywhere. Probably had a person at the front desk. Oh yeah, that's where dude's staying at. Gave him the room and all that. You know what I mean? But I seen Bleak's response, where Bleak was like, "That's all cap." And I seen people talking about Bleak like he wearing pom-poms, or he sucking Jay off and all this weird stuff. I don't really think that's what happened. I don't think Jay-Z told that dude the truth. Because anybody know anything about Jay-Z is equal crazy. He ain't never going to expose himself to look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's what happened. I don't think he told Bleak. Because how would Bleak couldn't look at him like he a big homie no more? Hey, my big homie, that's happening. What? And you just gonna lie down on that, you? You gonna come back and make a record so dude can get paid off it? Same thing as paying the toll. He got taxed. But that tax is continuous. They ain't a one-time joint. Every time that joint get played, Suge gonna get a check. So I think it was a case where he wasn't honest with Bleak. He didn't tell Bleak everything that happened. I really think that's what happened. I don't think that Bleak is trying to take up for him or lie for him or nothing like that. I really don't think Bleak is aware. Because more likely that wasn't a trip that Bleak would have been on. He was going out there with Dre and Snoop. Jay-Z ain't taking Bleak with him. Let's call a spade a spade. Depending on who's with him, like he might have told Tata or somebody like that, but he ain't gonna tell. I don't even know if he would have told Dame at that time. 01, he might have told Dame, but if anybody he could find it probably have been Tata. Outside of that, he ain't telling nobody that, John, man. You gotta be kidding me. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick, man. I keep saying it, but it's something else I want to touch on, but I gotta make sure that more of my facts are in order. I gotta wait for more information to come out. I definitely can't jump out the window. They gotta come back and apologize. No, I gotta stand on what I say. But if y'all heard about this or you got comments about this, get in there, like, share, subscribe it. Let me know you was here. Till the next time.